Hello, I'm honored today because I've got a new badge in Google Developers profile, and now I became a champion innovator. So you will hear more from me, more things later, because I want to continue my work, to continue creating new functions, new scripting, and so forth. Thank you for watching and for supporting this. We'll today create named function together, but first we'll think of it. I want to create a function with different number of rows and columns. Of course, it should be array formula, and it should create a text. Just repeat some text. For instance, it should repeat text x some 7 times, 7 rows and 4 columns. Create this bunch of text. Why you may need it? Well, sometimes you may want to create an empty row, and then you need to fill this. If you want to create 2 empty rows, you need to fill, for instance, 4 columns and 2 rows, and so forth. So how would we start this? First of all, of course, we will use something like array formula, and we will use sequence and no lambda today, so we can use it. We can create this function even without lambda. So for now, we will create a sequence of 7 or 8 rows. In our example, it doesn't matter really, and 5 columns, and that's it. And and one short tip: to create named function, it's better to keep your parameters in separate cells. So I create 7 rows and 4 columns, and I will link this. 7 rows, 4 columns. Now I got my sequence. And what it is? It's sequence of numbers, integers, and all they all are truths, because they are not 0. Only 0 is cursed as false. So let's play with it and add array formula or index, because it's shorter, and greater than 0 or truth, nothing. Okay, that's all true. So we can do something like this, like if this is truth, but it's always truth, then give me text from cell A1. Enter. A1 is nothing yet, but let's do something here. Yay, we created our named function definition, and now let's create new named function. I'll copy this definition, Ctrl+C, go to data, name functions, and add new function. Now, I'll paste my definition. Next, I will name my function fill. I want to name it fill. And description, fill and rows and columns with text, with your text. Next, I want to add parameters. First of all, I want to add text. This one will be text or value, because it may be not text, it may be date or something too. Value, yes. And next, I want to add how many rows in A2. I just click, and I don't want to say rows, because there is a function called rows in Google Sheets, so it will be number of rows, yes. And finally, num columns, or to make it shorter, let it be num cols. Everyone will understand that I mean columns by word cols. I just shortened this. Next, and here, argument description and value. Okay, value x, value to repeat. Yes, number of rows 7 and 5, and here I'll say number of rows, and finally here number of columns. That's it, create a function. And finally we can use it. Let's use it. Let's test and use it again. Fill. I want to fill today, just the date of today. I want to be 100 rows and I want 2 columns. Now I have my today with 100 rows and just 2 columns. Please don't worry about this number output. It is okay because some formulas just convert this date into numbers. You can select columns, go here and convert it into date, so it will look like date and you can read it easily. So that's it. Now you have an ability to play with it, create your own functions, and please comment which functions, which name functions you want to have, because I see all your comments and I write it down to my notebook, and one day I will create all functions which are interesting to me and which will be hopefully interesting to you too.